watching Bloomberg UTV.
Hello and welcome to Logo, the show about brands and everything to do with it. I'm Minnie Menon. Our cover story this week is about a tool that marketeers are increasingly using. Till a couple of years back, packaging was something nice to do, with very little thought behind it. But today, it's almost a science with cult status. Here's a look at 4 major repackaging drives and why they're happening.
It's often the most visible sign of a brand, and marketers say it's almost always as important as the product. Packaging plays a key role in product placement and differentiation, and more players are spending and strategizing around it.
Advertising and its relevance today is not as high as the conversions at the retail store are. And so if you look at the point of conversion, at that point the pack plays a huge role in engaging the consumer. The design of the packaging actually helps pull the consumer in.
It's perhaps a reiteration of the importance of packaging that well-known brand Nivea has decided to do just a repackaging drive and not an ad campaign to underline its new focus and makeover. The company says this new pack offers a much more emotional connect.
Nivea has been launched nearly 100 years ago, and the first packaging wasn't the blue dabba that we know here, but it was a white packaging. So over the last 100 years there was a clear evolution, and this carries on in all the brand groups. So even today we had a very massive relaunch recently, which was in the body lotion segment. Body, I can just show you. So this was the old packaging, and this is the new packaging. There's a significant difference, obviously, and making it, of course, much more modern, getting it into in this case, a very female shape, because the market is very female-driven. You have to actualize any brand, any packaging on a regular basis to really stay within a modern time frame.
While Nivea has gone for a makeover to connect with its fast-changing customer, the Future Group is trying out another interesting packaging overhaul, creating a new base with the launch of its private label brand, Tasty Treat. What's interesting about this is that private labels in a mall like Tesco in the UK are hot sellers because they are no frills and hence cheap and very profitable for the retailer. But by adding a packaging and hence branding element to it, the food bazaar is at a new dimension.
If you see this product, it stands tall against any soup brand, advertised or non-advertised. Tasty Treat stands for indulgence. Tasty Treat tells the customer that your thinking, your dimag, your constraining factor which says you should eat only so much, give a little time please to it. As a retailer, our big bets are on the category expanding. So we launched Tasty Treat soups with a mug offer for the first time. As a result, we were pleasantly surprised that the category expanded by 35% when we launched the soup in this particular manner.
Through its own label, the Future Group is in fact taking on some of the biggest FMCG players in the business, and the vast shelf space it enjoys across cities and towns means that competitors are worried. Repackaging means different things for different companies, and for Hershey's Soffit, the reason for repackaging is totally different. As a health food player, it was felt that this package needs to promote fitness and agility in addition to nutritional benefits.
Earlier, the entire endeavor of the packaging was aimed at establishing the benefits of soya milk and also establishing the taste credentials of the product. Focus in packaging was primarily on establishing the delicious taste of the product. Now, over the period, we observed that our consumer base has been stagnating, and hence there was a need to increase the brand franchise through sharper positioning to engage more number of consumers. Hence, we decided to go for this entire packaging exercise.
And finally, for Godrej number 1, the new design has twin objective: to lure new customers and at the same time take forward the brand's proposition to its loyalists by offering greater value.
The new packaging idea for number 1 is entirely based on natural ingredients, which is the key selling point for number 1 soap. It's based on natural ingredients, and therefore we depict the natural ingredients like sandal, etc. very prominently on the pack. The shape of the new number 1 is also very unique. It's convenient to hold for the consumers. It's a big size soap, and also the shape connotes naturalness. It's the shape of the leaf, in fact.
So what goes into planning a big packaging change and how important is it?
What's happening is that the number of categories are increasing. So if you look at even hair care, you had shampoos and you had maybe hair oils, but today you have gels, you have hair colorings. So number of categories are increasing. Secondly, in each category, the number of brands are increasing. So the kind of competition there is immense. And within each brands, the number of variants have gone through the roof. So the decision making about a particular brand and a particular variant, and therefore that final SKU, is actually being taken at the retail store.
It's an integral P in the 4 Ps of marketing, and increasingly companies are looking at packaging as an important marketing tool to connect with their customers and outwow competition. But experts say marketers need to be careful. A rehaul often costs big money, and it's important to ensure that companies get it right.
Well, it has to be money well spent. Moving on, here's a look at all that makes catch-up pick of the week every week on Logo. Thank you so much for joining us today.